If you had told me that I was going to enjoy rewatching Ace Ventura: Pet Detective as much as I did, I would have thought you were absolutely crazy. There is no way that I thought this movie held up and was as fun as it turned out to be. It is zany, insane Jim Carrey fun, and gotta be honest, it's very self-aware because it's so absurd in all of the right ways and all the right places.
Alrighty then.
All right, Jim Carrey as Ace Ventura, a dude who runs around solving missing pet crimes and getting rewards for missing animals, is caught up in the mystery of the missing bottlenose dolphin Snowflake, right as the Miami Dolphins are headed to the Super Bowl. And it's this big conspiracy that dates back to their previous Super Bowl appearance. And what's interesting is it actually has some mystery and intrigue, well thought out, even though it's absurd on every level and every step of the way.
Rover, sit! Hut, hut!
He seems to have some difficulty letting go of the game. Has he had a long history of mental illness?
As long as I've known him.
Courteney Cox is actually fantastic as the love interest and as the one that's sort of like very skeptical and very corporate. And then she's sort of like figuring out this dude is not only good at his job, he's actually a really, really good detective.
I have exorcised the demons.
But as it goes, it's not remembered for any of that. It's the absurdity that is Jim Carrey. Like everything is so over the top with these weird catchphrases, talking out of his butt, having gags that date back to his time on In Living Color. Obviously, the script was offered to a ton of people, and people wouldn't take the role. Jim Carrey took it, improvised, and made it his own, and the rest is sort of history. Now, I will admit, I've tried to watch the sequel. I haven't gotten very far. Just not nearly as good. The charm isn't there. They're trying too hard, at least in the first, I don't know, third or so that I've watched. This one flows really, really well and actually is a really good time.
Holy Testicle Tuesday.
Sean Young is this lovely Lieutenant Lois Einhorn who basically just mocks Ace Ventura every step of the way. A great foil for the character. So whenever Ace is appearing to have figured things out and she kind of like, hey, listen, goes his way, it works really well because it catches you totally off guard.
Captain's log, stardate 23.9, rounded off to the nearest decimal point. I've got to, mister!
I don't know if we need to have spoilers or anything like that. Again, this is a Jim Carrey show with all of his sort of like um, absurd impressions and just being gross and silly and whatever. I got to be honest. I remember seeing this in the theater and laughing and having a great time. I remember owning this and watching this. And for a while, I don't know that I even still have a copy, but I watched it recently and was thought to myself, this is actually just a fun time. And it is never really too much. And yet it's always trying to be too much.
Dan Marino should die of gonorrhea and rot in hell.
Where's Dan Marino?
Hi, I'm Dan Marino.
Yep. Dan Marino shows up, which is really, really kind of funny. And I have to be honest, he's doing an isotoner glove commercial, which was this big iconic thing from back in the day. Like, I have to be honest, there is a little bit of nostalgia things as well with Dan Marino and the isotoner and the Dolphins and history and football. And this was a really fun time. And I know it's still good. I just keep saying the same thing over again because I've come out of this sort of like on my heels a little bit. Like I actually had a good time. I have to bump this up. I would never have thought this be more than like a 2, maybe a 2. I'm going to say it's a 3-star maybe. It's stupid and absurd, but it's in its own it's following its own rules of stupidity. It's like he does stupid things, but he falls into the Shark Tank. Like it doesn't go well. He does this happens, it doesn't go well. He's wrong about this, doesn't go well. Like he eventually does figure it out because he's clever and he is trying to figure out this mystery. Very Scooby-Doo story. Get it? I totally got guy in the mask type of cliches here, but at the same time, I'm fine with this movie, and I'm really shocked at how much I enjoyed rewatching the plot unfold and just little nuances and things that I thought were actually done pretty well.
Like a glove?
Excuse me. I'd like to ask you a few questions. Do you have a mint?
So all in all, I would feel like a hypocrite because there are a couple of lines that are kind of in our lexicon. We talk about like a glove, and we talk about how he kind of like walks with all that swagger. We some of these things have kind of lived on, and Jim Carrey is like this rubber-faced crazy person who does all these impressions. He had like great comedic timing, he had great instincts, and yeah, I know it could have easily have ruined his career or made his career, and we all know how it turned out for him. And like I said, I don't know. I guess my cred as a critic might be lowered by this, but I found this to just be a lot of fun and way more fun than films I had better memory of. Like if you go back and look at some of the things I've done recently, like, didn't expect that to have aged so poorly. Whereas this one, I'm shocked that it's aged as well as it has. And we get to the big twist, of course, right? Finkel and Einhorn, one and the same, and the absurd crying games homophobic reaction was by design. Like it's been out there. Like this was supposed to be so over the top. This is the 90s though. You could get jokes and stuff at their expense. This was stuff that would be very inappropriate then, and it's aged badly according to society, but in a lot of ways this is really, really the best way to do this. It's just to go so ridiculous and over the top, slamming the toilet on his face, just all that. So
It. Einhorn is Finkel. Finkel is Einhorn. Einhorn is a man.
yeah, all in all, that's my take on it. I don't know what you guys, am I totally crazy? Am I getting kicked out of the club? Was that it for you out there? You're just not going to watch anymore because I actually enjoyed watching Ace Ventura, because I'm not going to apologize. I actually had a good time. I would consider rewatching this again actually pretty soon. See if Mrs. Pops will watch it. I don't know if she'd watch it again or not. I don't know. I actually don't know the thermometer in the room. Let's see if Mrs. Pops will go for an Ace Ventura watch or not. Don't know. We'll see. Talk to you guys soon. I'm Pops.
Be sure to tip your waitress.